This is the 20th Annual Sheky Awards on the Dave Dameshek Football Program, presented by McDonald's. And now your host, Dave Dameshek.
Hi and hello, football fans. It's your old pal Dave Dameshek. What's going down? I hope all's well wherever you are, and Happy New Year wherever you are. Welcome to the 2015 Sheky Awards presented by McDonald's. You know what goes well with an award?
What's that?
One of those nice hash browns you
Ooh,
get.
yeah.
With
You
the
got
little,
some for us?
The little paper sleeping bag they put on the hash brown.
That's right.
At McDonald's for you. Get yourself an Egg McMuffin too, and you can do it any time of the day you want. You can do it morning, noon, nighttime, and that's when you really should consume your award show things. That's what
I
you
like
do
a
with
sausage
it.
McMuffin at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
Just hits the
all
spot.
day.
That's the treat.
All day.
Hits
Any
the
day.
spot.
Yeah.
That's what the Grimace has decided to do for you, Matt
Yes,
Money Smith,
thank
in
you.
the calendar year 2015. We're going to look back now at 2015 and try and get you right and get society right as we move into 2016. That's what we're all about. Yes, we break down the game of football, but more importantly, we attack the game called life and try and figure out those little crevices that we could fill in and make it all the better. Let's say hello to those joining us today to help us award the best and worst of 2015. In the Sheky Awards, first of all, we say hello to our man. You listen to him on the radio, on 570 KLAC here in Los Angeles, or iHeartRadio at any time you like, with Petros Papadakis, the best radio show, sports radio show at least, perhaps best radio show period.
Come on, enough.
In all the land. It's Matt Money Smith. What's the poop, fella?
Well, thank you for having me, Shek. It's an honor to be here. I know this is the crown jewel of the Dave Dameshek football program, so to be included as you spew your Dave Dameshek-inspired propaganda to all the people about what they should and should not be doing, I am excited to be here to, I don't know, maybe keep you in check. Play the role of a villain, if you will.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of
I
what
think it
your
shows
role is.
poorly, including me.
I didn't know that we would have acrimony added to the proceedings.
It's a big celebration.
Well, Matt Money Smith, a man of honor.
How many is this, by the way?
This is, you know what, we were talking about that. Matt Gothard behind the glass and I were kibitzing about how many years I've been doing this. I think it's around about 20, 21 years.
It says it up there. I don't know how they can
Well, I
really
guessed
argument
20.
about
I
this.
guessed about
20th
20.
annual, and that's when it becomes an annual. You know, you can
Right.
only attach annual
Yeah,
after
so when
so
you get
many
to 20.
years. So
Right.
the fact that you've done 20 of these does make it, in fact, an annual. So congratulations,
Thank you.
Dameshek,
Thank you.
on the
Yeah.
annual.
When I reached adulthood, it was right around there where I felt it was my place to start weighing in on all
Right.
the important
On
matters.
everything.
If you don't know what the Sheky Awards are about, I will remind you here and now. The Academy Awards handle movies, the new movies at least, only,
Sure.
only the new.
Only this year's.
They're limited. And then the Grammys handle music, and the Tonys handle what happens on the stage. Dameshek is here to address all else. All other hash.
Everything
will be
that falls
settled.
outside of those three categories.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's right.
And maybe I'll bleed into those categories.
Oh, well,
Probably
why
a little
not?
bit,
gonna
because, I
limit
mean, you're an
myself.
expert
Just why
on
not?
awards.
Let's also say hello to our main man. He's been with us for another year, seated to my immediate left, doing marvelous work in spite of some adverse circumstances for his favorite pro football
I
team,
see.
the Miami Dolphins. Nevertheless, he has showed up, tried and true once again, and he joins Matt Money Smith, and they are kind of like, they look like a lawyer partner
Yep.
from a small town.
That's right.
A small town for life. We'll take on them big city slickers.
South Dakota's finest lawyer.
That's right. The good-looking guy and the hammer right here. Drop the hammer.
It's handsome. Hank Hodgson, what's the poop, fella?
I'm excited to be here. For me, Dave, this is the 4th annual Sheky
Is that
Awards.
right?
I believe so, yeah. I think
Amazing. That's
exciting.
a fun
Exciting
little
for
thing
me,
in and
so
of itself.
My maiden
that
voyage,
makes
you're
it
4th.
annual as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll name drop real quick before we jump into it here.
Is this
I
gonna be
remember
names of people who
where
you'd rather have sitting here than us?
no, where the Sheky Awards really started to gather steam in Los Angeles, at least, was I remember being at a wedding and being next to Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel and talking about, because it was a holiday affair, and I said what the fruit of the year was going to be, and they attacked me for the next hour and a half.
Understandably.
Shouted at me, attempted to humiliate me. Ultimately, it was they who walked away humiliated.
They did.
Tails tucked, yeah.
That's how you remember it.
I mean, because having been through 4 of these, what I understand is it really doesn't matter what you, Money, or I think, because these are your awards.
That's right.
So if
They're
you've,
called
if
Sheky.
you've chosen an apple, it doesn't matter whether we had great oranges this year because it's your awards.
Committee of one. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Matt
I'm
Gothard
not sure
behind
why
the
we're here
glass.
in that case.
That's a good point.
He has held the envelopes under lock and key, so it is time for him to come in here and deliver those.
Lock and key?
If you would, I don't know, let's see. I just asked him to, secure them and not let anyone else see them, and I didn't want his eyes to even see them. Did you have those in a safe or something
pocket?
like that?
Back pocket.
Back pocket.
Yep. Easiest place for a pickpocket to snatch your goods.
Yep.
The back pocket.
I think
Way to go,
could have been
Matt.
compromised
They're
already.
warm.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Butt warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you wait in line at the airport, and someone comes out and you go in, and then you sit down and you're like, this is just not okay.
Yeah. Little dewy.
Little warm. A little dewy? Oh, that's really bad. It's terrible.
What are you doing back there?
Matt Gothard, one of our fine producers in 2015. We appreciate his work. Hope these are not going to, I'm going to be able to, I hope the language on the cards.
They're so dewy, the seal has become moist and has managed to come up on each of the envelopes. That's not good.
What do you think, fellas? Do we get right into it here? You
Let's
ready
go.
to jump
think
into
we
it? And
can.
by the way, I
Yeah,
will
let's go.
tell you, if you want to have some football talk in your life, go back and listen to our other podcast this week. Handsome Hank and I made our predictions for the final regular season week of 2015. We tell you who's going to win: Jets and Bills, Steelers, Browns, Cardinals, Seahawks, so on and so forth, the other big games of Week 17, and Ike Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew, and I broke down Week 16, some insight there. We evaluated who's not just going to be in the Final Four, but what quarterbacks that get there actually can get over the hump and win it. It's one thing to get to the postseason. It's another thing to win it and hoist the Lombardi Trophy. There are a lot of quarterbacks that there's some question marks about whether or not they can do that who are playing well. Guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick and so Kirk Cousins, guys like that. Can they get over the hump? Anyway, go listen to that one.
How
now
unconvincing was he when he made his Bills pick?
I warned, didn't I?
To be fair, he admitted exactly why he was picking the Bills.
I said no jive this week.
Yeah.
I'm going Bills because I needed to happen.
the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills?
Yeah.
Let me tell you one other thing. I went for the
Bills, who
Here's my
fell
wish.
apart 3 weeks ago.
The Steelers need fat Rex. This week we don't need skinny new Rex. We need full Rex,
Full
please.
fat Rex.
Just donut it up from now till game time,
That's
Rexy.
right.
We need you at 300 plus. All right, let's get
Here we
into
go.
it now. Best celebration in the NFL 2015. Let's take a look at your nominees.
The nominees for the best celebration are Cam Newton's dab, Odell Beckham Jr.'s Olympic hurdle, Drew Stanton's boogie, and Antonio Brown's. We still aren't sure what the hell he was doing.
Thoughts, fellas, before we open up the first card here.
I mean, this is a difficult one.
I think the fact that Cam Newton's dab infuriated a Tennessee woman so much that it was a scourge upon children from, I would say, the Atlantic Ocean to somewhere around the Mississippi River. That would be my personal selection.
I mean, I would agree with you until every billionaire owner of an NFL team did it themselves, and
Then it kind of tainted it.
ruined
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
I'm
point.
I like Drew Stanton's is an everyman celebration. It's something that we can all aspire to. None of us are ever going to wedgie ourselves.
But
on a goal post.
and that's the thing. I mean, groin area to the pole voluntarily. I mean, that's something special.
Let's get to it.
All right.
Here we go. The 2015 Sheky for
I'm
best
sure that's
celebration.
not how people open envelopes in real life.
Yeah, I don't know.
Goes to.
You got to blow it there. Get it. Yeah, there you go.
Goes to Cam Newton's dab.
There we go.
Congratulations. Yes, your concerns are legitimate, Handsome Hank. I don't like that it's been co-opted by old white men and it's supposed to be hysterical to us. But in the meantime, Matt Money Smith touched on why it has value now for society. Really.
Yes.
Nashville, Tennessee moms. I don't like that black man dancing like that on the
It's a
field.
poor
Send him
example.
back. Look over at the cheerleader's little daughter. That fixed everything when she
Yes.
did that. This is making society a better place. Congratulations, Cam Newton. And it's not just that it upset the mom. It upset the Tennessee Titan guy who came over, and Cam Newton responded by doing it again
Even more.
to the Titans guy.
Go next level. Let's go to 11.
Which almost started a breakdance fight, not seen since Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
So, congratulations, Cam Newton. All right, let's get back to the awards now that are still hanging in the balance. I know people are biting their fingernails here, including some football players. Current pro football players, you know, they are not the backbone of this show. Black tie, I was going to say he's the backbone, but that's not quite right. I don't know what
I'd say
they
he's like
are.
the foot bone.
Well, yeah, I don't know what football players are to us, but they're the hair, I guess.
The hair?
We have to have hair, but we
The
like to
facial
have hair.
hair.
Yeah, that's what
You
the
don't
players
need
are.
it, but if you want it, it might look better.
Right, and they have...
The hair of the show.
Yeah,
Football players.
They've jazzed up the Dameshek show once again. Not every single one, but there are some banner guests. They are. I'll let you read them. These are our favorite football players to kibitz with about this, that, and the other in 2015. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for Best Football Playing Guest are A.J. Hawk, Jarvis Landry, Calais Campbell, Shane Vereen, and Terrence Newman.
Hold on a second. Behind the glass, those were their deeds on the gridiron. I thought we would
Their
see
deeds
what
on the
made
Dave
them
Dameshek.
nominees here. No?
That's the nominee list right there. I mean, we all know. We can go back and listen.
We all know.
We don't know. Just B-roll of them here on the
B-roll
Dave
of them,
Dameshek
yeah.
football
I'll
program.
tell you this. A.J. Hawk got a nomination. He's our
He's
longest
your BFF.
pal on this
He is
list.
the best friend of the program. A.J. Hawk is not the best friend of the program?
I guess he is.
Yes.
But Terrence Newman has been a friend over the years.
Sure.
And Steve Smith. These are our longest tenured guests there. We didn't visit with Steve Smith in 2015, so of course that...
And he's coming back in 2016.
Yeah, I know.
Today.
Yeah, that's exciting news.
Big news.
A.J. Hawk, though, he and I reenacted a scene from The Notebook. And
Truly a magnificent
goodbye,
performance.
Rachel McAdams and
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling. Hello, Dameshek and Hawk. We stole it and made it our own. Jarvis Landry sat in here in summer. We really shaped him up for a banner 2015 season by throwing stuff
I
at
think
him.
it really paid off this last weekend as well, where he caught that one-handed pass. And I don't think
saw
he would
that.
have done it without the baby that you threw at him. in
Shuttlecock,
July.
loose change.
Yeah.
He caught it all. He did great work, and he was ready mentally and physically
Yeah.
by the time the season started up. Unfortunately, many of his teammates could not say the same. Next up, a key figure for that great Arizona Cardinals defense, Calais Campbell.
Best voice.
Oh, he's a
voice.
delight.
Best, but you can listen to it all day, all night, that giant hulking figure. And he's just such a jolly guy, too.
He really is delightful, and in fact, he is representative of the Arizona Cardinals defense, which collectively is filled with mirth. And if you are looking for a team, if you don't have a team to root for come January,
No brainer.
Bruce Arians,
Best guy
on
ever.
down.
Easy.
They're delightful.
Best guy ever. Yeah.
Honey Badger visited us here in that very seat this year. He was fun. Patrick Peterson, the Darnell Dockett, when he was a part of that group.
Yep.
They were all a lot of fun guys. Calais Campbell, a giant man and a giant fun to hang out with. Shane Vereen and his brother Brock Vereen. We acknowledge Shane here. He was with us a couple of times.
I thought you said you prefer Brock. I thought you said you like Brock more.
I think Brock is perhaps more of a wiseacre.
Right.
But we visited with Shane twice, so
Twice.
that's why he got the nod there.
The Vereens.
The
Yeah.
Marines. They
Really
come
is.
as a pair.
The
Let's be
Vereens.
honest,
They come
it's
as
the
a pair.
It's a
Vereens.
family award.
Yeah, you're right about that. And lastly, the aforementioned Terrence Newman doing great work in Minnesota. It's funny to think 2 years ago, we counseled him, Handsome. He was deciding he might retire. He didn't know if he was going to hang it up. We said that he was thinking about the Raiders. He was thinking about Cincinnati. And look at where he winds up with his pal Mike Zimmer. That's what we talked about. When's Mike Zimmer going to get his shot already? He got it. And now he brings Terrence Newman.
Just follows Mike Zimmer around. I'll go to Cincinnati. There's
Exactly.
Zim. I'll
Not a
go to
bad
Minnesota.
move.
There's Zim.
By the
Savvy
way, Mike
move.
Zimmer
Yeah.
may replace Tom Coughlin as the coach with the reddest face in cold weather in 2060. Although
it.
I think he has a new stadium to play in next year, so maybe that's going to be...
Well, they have. I wish you wouldn't have brought that up. Now I'm in a
Sorry
bad
about
mood.
What, the cold weather?
No, just the lack of an outdoor stadium in Minnesota. What is wrong with those
Guess,
people?
sneak preview, look for the Shek report after
Yeah.
week 17. Shame the devil. If they win that game in Lambeau,
Yep.
they're going to get to play a home game once, and then they're going to go inside their dome in
Not
2016.
cool.
Shame on you.
So
You're in the
not
NFC
cool.
North. Play outside. It's
I'm
home.
with you.
Here's all I'll tell you. 8 years, 4 Super Bowl appearances when they were playing
Outdoors.
in the 60s
Yep.
and 70s in the Met. No Super Bowl appearances since then.
No.
You do the math. All right, here we go. Best football playing guest.
Looks like the top is just open there, but
The winner is
Your other way, yeah.
Jarvis Landry. Congratulations, Jarvis Landry.
all right, Jarvis.
Congratulations to you as a
I
Dolphins
feel- yeah.
fan. I think he
It
earned
may
it.
be the only thing the Miami Dolphins win this season, so I think we should make the most of it.
Yeah, he's terrific, and while his pal Odell, gets a little more attention, Jarvis Landry, gangbusters himself, and a delightful fella at that. And in fact, if I can just say a little vanity here, Jarvis Landry spoke with you, Handsome, in London, didn't he?
He did. He said
Time
I spoke to him. It must have been late September, October, and he said that coming on the DDFP was the most fun media thing he did during the summer.
Wow.
During the off season.
Oh, there's an award.
So there you go. He got an award.
Most fun Jarvis Landry had interacting
Yes.
with the media 2015. Dave Dameshek football program,
Congratulations,
everybody. There we go.
Dave.
All right.
You're a winner
There we
as
go.
well.
Another award.
We did it
another
again.
You did
award
it.
for Dave.
Did it again.
Hey, listen, money, can I be bought? Yeah, probably I can. But you know what's even easier to win Dameshek over? Tell Dameshek you like Dameshek.
That's right.
That's how you get that's how you get on my good
Compliments.
side. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, here is one of the most coveted awards here within the four walls of NFL media, and it creates some.
What award is that?
Well, sometimes there's conflict.
Nominees in particular?
I like conflict, you understand. That's why
Yeah.
we do the Red Challenge Flag pick segment, because it creates a little bit of heat, a little bit of arguing between two of my colleagues each week. And
Too many of these shows where we're all slapping each other on the
I
back,
agree.
laughing at
Oh,
all of
yeah, I
their terrible
love it.
jokes.
I
and
agree.
that's right.
Yeah.
I
But not-
agree, money.
I want you guys to know
Just like that.
Yeah.
I enjoy the heck out of the both of you. I enjoy the heck out of all my colleagues and who come in here into Studio 66 and kibitz about the great game of football and the greater game of life. This brings us to the 2015 award for Best Non-Football
go.
Playing Guest.
Just kind of get ready for this here. I'm gonna.
We gotta-
The nominees for the best non-football playing guest are Elliot Harrison, Matt Money Smith, Marcus Grant, and Dan Hanzus.
Hanses couldn't dress up. Seemed like everybody else put on a tie.
Lip balm on here. My mouth's
Was
getting
that
dry.
all the nominees?
That was it.
I'm a little parched. Just give me a second.
Take your time. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm good.
But-
Get ready
So
for whatever you're doing there.
that was
go.
all the nominees.
That was the nominees. Handsome, I feel that you feel like you should have been nominated, but
Well, I
you
wasn't in the football playing guest, so
No.
I
Why
assume-
would?
You've achieved a loftier position.
Why would he invite me
Non-football.
to be part of this show today?
Right.
Unless he's going to give me the award.
I define
It's-
class.
You know?
But
it's
I
like
didn't-
hey, listen, we need you to come in. You're going to get, it's like the People's
Oh, I
Choice
get- I mean, I
Awards.
get-
you know, they
you're
only,
a shoo-in at this
yeah,
point.
they,
You're a
they
shoo-in
only
at this point.
invite
I
you
understand
when
that.
you're going to get the
And
award.
I understand that.
That's
And
the way it
I would
works.
defer to you. I would, but I didn't
It's
get
the way it
nomination.
works. As a matter of fact, guys, look what I did here. I brought us a little bit of wine.
Oh, wow.
Terrence Newman got us each
gift.
some glasses there.
Okay.
Figure we just want a little
Help
bit.
celebrate.
Just want a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
I'd
little
like
bit?
some wine. Yeah,
A little bit, huh?
yeah, I'll take
I had a
some.
little bit before.
Right.
You know, I figured I was.
Yeah, I could
you know, if
tell.
I'm too uptight, the speech just doesn't quite come out right. There you go.
Remember what Black Tie said, though. Keep it under 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
The acceptance
There you
speech.
go.
Jarvis did that.
Wow,
There you
this is
go.
a really nice gift.
This is lovely.
So all you got to do is just, just announce the winner, and then we'll do the
do the
toast.
beer.
And
Handsome, you are in a different stratosphere, don't you?
So
You're not a
on a
guest.
later award. I
You
will have-
are the Dave. You in a way, you are Dave Dameshek.
listen, come on, let's just
Right.
get to it.
Have you ever thought about
I
that?
haven't, no.
Let's,
But it's a
let's,
terrifying
Let's
thought.
let's
Let's
well,
raise a glass.
this.
Let's
Let's
raise a
toast
glass.
Yeah, let's.
to the Dave Dameshek football program.
Right, that's.
Thank you guys
Wow, you're-
Congratulations,
for having me.
Money.
Yes,
You're
thank
all
you.
class there, money.
Absolutely.
You deserve it.
It's a nice cab.
It's very
That is
nice.
nice.
Pretty
yeah.
good, right?
That's nice. So on with the show. Let's
That's right.
let's
we
get
go.
to the what award are we? The best non-football playing guest. All right,
Yeah.
the winner of that one.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Come on, just give me the envelope already. This is getting ridiculous.
Marcus Grant.
What do you mean, Marcus Grant?
Marcus Grant, what?
Marcus isn't sitting here.
he-
That's just
Uncomfortable. All right, let's move on
what
from
a
this.
jerk.
The most overused cliche in, well, it says sports here, but really I'm applying it to football. Some of these apply to all of sport here. The most overused cliche in 2015. Here are your nominees. I have more wine.
The nominees for the most overused cliche in sports are: he is arguably punch someone in the mouth, in this league, and need to clean some things up.
Boy, that's a juggernaut list
is.
right there.
It is.
That's such a mighty quartet that even dial up a blitz couldn't make it into
Right.
the Final Four there. Dial up
a blitz.
In 2015, nothing on the face of the earth has been dialed in about 20 years now, and yet
Dial it
blitzes
up.
keep on getting dialed up in the NFL.
Yeah, I would say, and what the hell do I care? You didn't give me the award for best non-football playing guest, so if I offend you, whatever.
Yeah, you're drunk.
Not in this league, but in the National Football League. I always love in the National Football League.
Yeah.
You can't do that and get out with it. In the National Football League, you can't make dumb plays like that and get the win. In the National Football League, yeah, we're
The
well
best
aware.
quarterback.
We are
Well,
well aware what the
football
acronym NFL is.
I feel like, I could go either way on that because in the National Football League is a blatant attempt to just fill time. You only have, as an analyst on television, 20 or 30 seconds to make a point. You've just now intentionally eaten up about 6 of those seconds.
Right.
But instead of NFL, National Football League, we know what you're what you're up to there. I also love he is arguably, and I like to put that one on there because when people say that, remind them, you can argue anything.
Yes. Anything.
And people do frequently.
Yes, yeah. He's
Like, mainly
arguably,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
I can make an
Yeah.
argument about anything. Doesn't mean it has any merit.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. The punch someone in the mouth, of course, I don't think we need that.
It's tone deaf. The other one, which I heard yesterday in the aftermath of Chip Kelly being fired, is that on Monday, Black Monday they call it, there will be blood in the streets, which I feel like is that's just taking
Little
taking
dark.
that
Yeah.
thing a little too far. I hope there will not be blood in the streets on Monday.
All right, most overused cliche for 2015. Your winner is in this league. In this league. Not the CFL. Not the football they're playing over in Eastern Europe.
This league.
In case you're confused. This league.
This
League
league.
here.
What you can do in a lot of the leagues that no one is aware exist anywhere outside of, like I say, the CFL, perhaps, in this league.
Can't throw interceptions
standard.
and win games.
This young man,
In this league.
the way this young man is playing the position of quarterback in this league,
Yeah.
in the National Football League.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
The best movie. Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, I
This
love
is
this
a big one. The best movie Dave watched in 2015. Now, again, this isn't movies released in 2015 necessarily.
The movie that you watched.
Well, there are, by my count, 2 movies on this list that were released in 2015, and then 2 others. It's just a matter of if I watched them in the calendar year. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for the best movie Dave watched this year are Empire Strikes Back, The Godfather, Inside Out, and The Force Awakens.
A mixed bag in quality of Photoshops
Yes.
there. The Inside Out one was
effort.
Did
very
Black Tie
good.
do those photoshops himself?
I don't know. Some of them were great, and some
No,
of
he
them.
had professional.
My face just slapped on
terrible.
Rilo Ken at the end, or whatever his name was, Kylo Ren.
Rilo Ken.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rilo Ken?
You're drunk.
I need to pull back the curtain. Look, this one's great because look at Handsome there.
I know. I really like that. I saw. I think.
Inside Out was a great animated movie.
It is.
Listen, full disclosure again. I see when I go to the theater these days, it's to see an animated movie. Almost
That's
every
You
single
have kids. It's your lot in life.
And that was the clear winner of the animated movies. I'll tell you that. It was
Right.
better than Good Dinosaur.
Kind of sad.
Did you see? Yeah, it was. Well, that's the
Like
thing they do.
I'm going through it and I'm sitting with the kids. I'm like, this gonna kind of get. Is this gonna get better? Or is there a happy ending?
They did. Well, see, now that's the one. The Force Awakens.
Oh, where you're
there
on
with my
Ray's. You're on
face.
Ray's body there.
Yeah, on Ray's body. That's right. Or is that?
but-
Yeah, that is Ray's body.
Yeah.
You haven't seen this movie.
I did see it. I went and saw it late last night. I wanted this to
Specifically
be a-
for today to have a
Well,
conversation.
because, again, if you aren't familiar with the recent history of this award, Empire Strikes Back is on a 2-year winning streak right now. And we did, at Christmas time, sit down, Oprah, Jean-Claude Van Dameshek and I sat down and watched Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and we got through the Jabba portion
Of Jedi.
and now they're very excited to see Force Awakens. But I ran off and saw it myself because I knew
Because
that
you're selfish.
no, I'm going to see it again. Look who's now
You
salty.
don't want to
and
experience
drunk.
it with your kids for the first time.
Look who crawled into
Yeah,
a bottle,
Exactly. Wow.
getting saucy.
Bring
in
the
there.
whole show down.
All right, your winner. This is a big one. The best movie Dave watched in 2015. It's The Godfather. Upset. Because I saw Empire too.
The Godfather.
But I enjoyed watching The Godfather more this year. I can't get enough of the scene when when Duvall and Brando sit right after Sonny gets shot on the causeway. And he visits him, and it's a very quiet scene. No action in this one at all. In fact, not much dialogue. Tom has to sit and has a drink, and the ale in Godfather comes down. You know, he was just shot up just a matter of weeks ago, but he's on the mend, and he comes downstairs in a darkened study and sits with Duvall and says, he said, I hear the women and children crying upstairs, but I had to come down and find out what was going on. He said, I was just on my way up to talk to you, Godfather. And he said, but first you needed a drink. Well, now you've had your drink. They shot Sonny on the causeway. It's the greatest scene, maybe in movie history. So congratulations to Godfather. And by the way,
if they do
that's the best one too, by the way.
That's right.
That is the best one of the Photoshop efforts.
Yeah.
But if they ever do remake it, I would say you are a prime candidate looking at that picture.
I could see myself being a mob boss.
You need to put on like 15 pounds.
Oh, that would be no trouble.
Yeah.
No, I cannot see you.
You don't think I'd be a good mob boss?
Because you would just go on and on, and nothing would get accomplished. You know, your people
There'd be
would
no
come in,
short
they'd sit
scenes.
down, and
There'd
you'd
be
just
no
be telling.
short little dialogue scenes.
Hey, Gothard, I want these two taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
See what he did there? The old
Good one,
Shek
Dave.
father.
Good one, Dave.
So there you go. And, The Force Awakens, you have seen it?
I have seen it, and I took my youngest is 8 years old now. So there was a debate, PG-13, too much violence, is she ready for it? And sure enough, as the movie ended, it was the first Star Wars film she'd ever seen. She looked up at me and said, Dad, that is the greatest movie I have ever seen.
No way. I
was
love
like,
that.
victory.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw Empire when I was 6, and going, if I may.
Please.
So River Oaks 1 was the theater in my neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. And back then, when Empire came out, there was no advance purchase. You couldn't buy your ticket, go somewhere, and come back. You just lined up, and you wrapped around the theater. My older brother, Kevin, my mother, Tony, and I all stood in line for probably 6 hours to see Empire. We were the last 3 people in. So I think, Empire came out in 82? So I am 7 or 8, however, 80. So I'm 7 years old. There's no seats. My mother leans into these 2 gentlemen. There's a seat between them. Do you mind if my son sits between you for this movie? I'm 7 years old watching Darth Vader just wreck shop. I'm freaking out. And then when he chops off Luke's hand, and one of the guys goes, "Are you all right, young man?" I'm fine. I had nightmares about Darth Vader for 4 years after that. So I was hoping to pass that on to my youngest daughter.
Ah, that's tremendous. Yeah, I had, we watched it, like I say, Empire the other day, and ever since now, Jean-Claude Van Dameshek and I, every time now, start each conversation and close each conversation with, or I say to him, like, oh, by the way, hey, Jean-Claude Van Dameshek, join me, and together we will rule the galaxy as father and son. And he said, never! So that's our new bit that we have going there. Nevertheless, The Godfather.
Never gets old.
That's also father and son related kind
Sure.
of stuff there. Force Awakens, we'll review it for you. Handsome, you haven't seen it.
I need to go see it.
Haven't seen it yet.
The one thing I want to say is, about it is, that's negative, is, and I liked it and the nostalgia of it, I thought it was good. And I like Kylo Ren. I think he's an interesting guy. But you should have developed more that he was young. I think that needed to be accentuated a little bit more to sell where he is in the process of jetification.
Now, was that his...
Jetification?
Was that his voice, or was that...
I think it was.
Because, see, it sounded just like Javier Bardem. His voice when it was, the villain from No Country for Old Men. It sounded so much like, oh, this is like the new James Earl Jones voice, of Kylo Ren with the...
I will finish what you started.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. I did watch No Country for Old Men the other day. That also
that's
could have
a good
been on
one.
this
So
list
good.
here.
Yeah.
Force Awakens makes it. The only thing I'll say is Chewbacca, towards the end, could have been a little more expressive in his feelings. That's all. I didn't spoil anything. He could have been a little more.
He's a Wookiee.
His emotions.
They don't have
He's
a
a Wookiee.
A little bit more.
He's a Wookiee.
They don't have the full
What do
range of
animals do?
emotions.
They react with
Chewbacca
what?
moved on.
Animal
quick.
instincts.
Guys,
Animal
guys.
instincts.
What, Black Tie?
People haven't threatened with being shot for spoiler alert, guys.
Stop talking.
Come on.
What are you talking about? Talking about a Wookiee.
Just saying.
Don't you dare defend that Wookiee to me. I've loved Chewbacca. I'm not saying anything. I didn't say anything good or bad, anything. I just said he could have.
He's Chewbacca. He's
his
a Wookiee.
emotions could have come through a little bit. All right. Handsome Hank, Black Tie's telling me you have an award.
Oh, I do
to
have
hand
an
out.
award, actually. That's
ahead.
very kind of you to let me do it. Well, you were just talking about the new bit that you are doing with Jean-Claude Van Dameshek. What I wanted to rank this year was the most overused Shek bit
I like this.
of the year.
That's a good award.
Dave, I don't know if anyone, if we got regular listeners, Money, you're definitely
I am a regular
aware of it.
listener.
But you're also aware of it just from day-to-day life.
Sure.
Dave, if he finds something that works, he likes to keep mining it, keep going on it.
Play the hits.
For a while, play the hits,
That's
exactly.
what I used to tell the bands I
And
worked
so-
with. Hey, you play the hits.
Right, exactly. So here are some of Dave's best or most overused bits.
I don't know even that. I undertake causes to help the world. That's all.
Well, and some of these are causes to help the world, and some of them are not.
All right.
So the first one is stuffing. Dave likes to talk about how stuffing should be something that people can eat year-round.
That's something I want for the world. I want
I
this
get
for
it, I
all
get
of
it.
us.
It's
Stuffing
exciting.
on every menu year-round. Why it isn't is a mistake that I'm trying to correct. That's a bit.
And stuffing is good for you, and I accept. And so stuffing is number one. The second one, harder to stomach than stuffing, probably for you. Ryan Mallett. Dave spent a lot of the offseason talking about Ryan Mallett, how Ryan Mallett was going to lead the Houston Texans
bit.
to,
How'd that go?
to the AFC South crown.
great for the Ravens.
Last weekend, Ryan Mallett beat Dave's Steelers. Probably difficult for him to
I didn't even
bit.
think about that. In an interesting twist.
The third one,
The football gods were evil. I've done nothing. Done nothing to you football gods to deserve this punishment.
the third one, Money, I think you'll like this.
Yes.
Hot dogs with ketchup.
Him and his
Dave,
Again, that's
shilling
not a
for
bit.
the Heinz
Ominous.
Corporation in his beloved
Exactly.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
I'm
And
sorry that I like
I don't know if
freedom.
you've heard this, but if you don't like Pittsburgh, you don't like freedom, etc.
That's no bit either.
That's a bit.
You know who else doesn't like Pittsburgh for making all that steel back in WW2? Mussolini.
Have some more of that, huh?
That bit. Exactly.
Have some more of that.
Let's pour you some.
there you
I
go.
feel like
There you
this
go.
might
Let's
be-
loosen
this
you up a
might
little
be
bit
your,
here.
your money moment.
That's right.
And the last one, and this is maybe a little meta for the podcast, but is the Shekies.
I mean,
This
I don't know why
very
that would be.
program.
I don't.
All of
This
this.
very program is
All
an
of this.
overused bit.
Anyway, so we can look. I think we've got some highlights.
Give
of all
out your
those
dumb
things.
award. Stuffing. We'll kibitz with you soon. Kibitz with other people. There's much to kibitz about. No jive. No jive now. What's the poop with you, fella? What's the poop? What's the poop with you, fella? I didn't do this to you. See how the ketchup makes it sing?
That's so bad.
Oh, it is not. You did this to you. The only thing I could use is some ketchup. Let it begin! This is America. This is freedom. Ketchup on your wiener. Ryan Mallett. All doing gangbusters work. Say what? Say what? Say what? You don't want to make an enemy out of me.
My winner, by the way, I've been asked. Can I pass me the envelope? I think
No,
it's in.
I don't think it's in this
Give me an
stack.
envelope. Okay, now first of all, I'm also going to show you how normal people open an envelope. Like,
Okay.
you don't open it from the side there. That's ridiculous. Anyway,
You didn't watch Johnny Carson growing up.
Really?
winner-
Karnak? Really?
the winner of the most overused bit for 2015, Ryan Mallett.
All right, I'll down. Hey, real quick, Money, you have an award too. I think
I do.
You're a man of justice, and you
I am.
delivered. We made a bet. I mean, a man of honor, because we made a bet on a football game. You lost it. Your payment was to eat a wiener with ketchup on it, which you, for whatever reason, don't enjoy. I, as a man of freedom, I
And
said,
legitimately,
what you want on your wiener.
I said it in the moment, and it really had been probably somewhere between 20 and no kidding, 20 and 30 years since I had had a ketchup lathered hot dog
And there was a lot
thrown
of
into my
ketchup
mouth.
on there. There was a lot of ketchup.
And it was really bad.
Oh,
really,
stop it. Oh,
really bad.
ridiculous.
And I don't know if I set myself up. Maybe it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I assume it's going to taste terrible, but it really did get me, get the gag reflex going. Thankfully, you were able to polish that thing off. And to this day, Hank and I still have a bonding moment about just the patch of ketchup
Oh,
that was
please
stuck.
don't. Please
It really upsets Hank. So
What,
I
on my
figured,
face?
It was, yeah,
Yes, it was stuck right in your
ketchup
mustache.
In the corner of your beard,
and we
it
still
was-
had like
It was there for probably 8 days afterwards.
I was
as
saving
well.
it for later.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
That's right. Little
Now,
flavor saver.
You paid off your bet as I knew
did.
you would because you're a man of honor. I am one myself, a man of justice, and so I give you the right to hand out the coveted condiment of the year.
Yes, the best condiment of the year. The nominees for the best condiment of the year were Stadium Mustard, found in Cleveland, a delicious condiment.
Yep.
How about this?
Oh, and by the way, that mustard is what you want. Spicy mustard, brown mustard, call it what you want. It's better than yellow in almost every case.
Every single facet of life. Stadium Mustard, a very strong showing from the Midwest. Miracle Whip was nominated as condiment of the year.
Miracle Whip.
Who would have thought? You know, you get right between like we'll say the Colorado sort of Oklahoma border, and then you go out to about the Pennsylvania-Ohio border. Miracle Whip, very popular there, so representative. And also beating out ketchup is... Can I get an envelope?
Oh. What about Giardinera? If you're talking Midwest, Chicago Giardinera is...
Well, I was going to do the olive tapenade, so, you know, I figured that kind of falls. So, yeah, also beating out the olive tapenade as well is, here we go, do it like...
Heinz ketchup.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce!
Take your Pico Pica, your Louisiana. My preferred brand of choice is Frank's Red Hot, but it's the best. Frank's Red Hot is the best condiment invented in the history of the world that I want to hear. I love Tapatio. I love the Cholula.
Tapatio is delicious.
But
Crystal, you know that one? Crystal? from
Yep.
New Orleans?
Crystal-
You get that in New
all of
Orleans
it's great.
all the time.
Any cayenne pepper-based hot sauce is great, but dollars to donuts, you give me my choice. I go with the American Frank's Red Hot. Is the way
Love
to go.
Frank's Red
Yep.
Hot. That was a great award, except that you're wrong. It's gravy. Gravy is the best. Gravy's the best condiment. I had a lot of
It's
gravy.
called the Sheky, so it really doesn't matter.
No, I mean, that was an interesting thought that he had there.
Gravy.
All right.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor, Dave. Just kind of sit up real quick. Just sit up there. Just show the people.
What happened? Listen, what the results are is the issue.
He's an expert.
Clearly, he has done his
I don't
research.
know there's nowhere on this list in the Sheky Award where there was a moment to hurt Dave's feelings. It's not listed anywhere. All right, this is another big one, the Sonic Award, and this isn't one you want to have. This is the city whose fan base suffered the most as sports fans. Of course, it's named after the people of Seattle who back in 2007, I think is when it was, or 2008.
They were rough.
They have Rookie of the Year Kevin Durant. That team moves away to Oklahoma City. The two college football teams had one win combined between the two of them, and that victory came when Washington beat Wazoo.
Yeah.
The Seahawks were bad, the Mariners were bad, and so on, and Philadelphia has won it, LA has won it, New York and Pittsburgh have won it over the past years. Your nominees this year for the Sonic Award, take it away.
The nominees for the Sonic Award are Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York.
I'm going to replace
Quite the
New
list.
York late news there because the Jets now look like they're headed to the playoffs.
Right.
And if they
the
do
Knicks with
lose-
Kristaps Porzingis.
And Porzingis, I wrote down
up.
Porzingis as well. And
That's
they're-
made the World Series.
Right. So,
mean-
so New York is off this.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was terrible work again, Gothard. Probably the same person who listed Marcus Grant on that card. I don't want to look back. Philadelphia has the all-time embarrassment in basketball.
Yes.
The Eagles fired Chip Kelly. The Phillies were lousy again. The
But all
Flyers
those
don't even
Temple
make the
football
playoffs.
fans, I mean, strewn
that's
about the city.
True enough. LA has Kobe's sorry final season going on. Clippers are underwhelming. Dodgers once again flamed out in October. We don't count the Halos. The Kings didn't win a Stanley Cup. There is
Missed
no
the
football
playoffs.
team to
Defending
talk
Stanley
about.
Cup champs, they missed the playoffs.
Miami has the terrible Dolphins, the okay Heat. They're not terrible. The Marlins were disappointing, of course, and the Florida Panthers are a joke in puck. I'm going to add the Pittsburgh area teams as well here. Steelers now looking, I mean, how did they finish off the calendar year with a loss to the hated Ravens? They got swept in the calendar year of 2015.
That's embarrassing.
0 for 3 against the Ravens, including that playoff loss that started things off.
Yet again, the Pirates get into the
Pirates get in,
postseason only to
inspired.
be vanquished.
Penguins are embarrassing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Pitt basketball under Jamie Dixon doesn't get into the dance. That's
Pitt
hard to
football,
do. Yeah.
you know, a lot of tough breaks in the Pitt football season. Yeah, that's a good.
Starting to get bummed out talking about
Yeah.
it here. All right, the Sonic Award for 2015 goes to
This to me seems pretty easy.
the other side of the state, Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
I mean, that's just
Wrapped it up yesterday.
Nothing to feel good
Not even
about.
close.
Wrapped it up yesterday, though. I mean, if there was any questions about it, Chip Kelly.
You know what cinched it, actually? Temple and their football season now tarnished the university, at least, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby
Yeah.
is associated with them, so that doesn't
Do
make
we have a graphic we can show of Bill Cosby? No.
Yeah.
The best
Sam
uniform in
Bradford.
sports.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Philadelphia. Ah, there's Nerlens Noel. Yeah.
Maybe 2016 looks up if they get Ben Simmons. We'll see about that.
She doesn't look happy.
How long can you go for it to be worthwhile? How many titles must you win if you're the Sixers to offset this protracted? Tank for a season, tank for the spring,
Yes.
so you get a guy in the summer.
4 years of tanking.
All you're doing, I mean, you better just win the next decade of championships to make this worthwhile. It makes
Maybe
no
they will.
Well, maybe they will. Next up, the best uniform in sports: Oakland Raiders, the Toronto Maple Leafs, home white. You understand? Oh well, you know what? Let's let the great Dick Banks, who I didn't give a shout out to yet. The great Dick Banks, the one-man house band who does all our music for us, all our voiceover stuff and everything else. He's the best in the business. Take it away, Dick Banks. Best uniform in sports.
The nominees for the best uniform in sports are the Oakland Raiders, Toronto Maple Leafs, the Texas Longhorns football team, and the Miami Dolphins 2015 alternate uniforms.
All right, your winner for best uniform. By the way, I was going to do best new uniform, and I decided legitimately, there were no
Nothing
new
good.
new
Right.
uniforms. There was just nothing.
There
The only,
hasn't been.
if it's a new uniform, but it's not, was that Miami Dolphins.
Right.
The retro uniform.
The retro.
Retro new
Yeah.
uniform.
Just nothing good new. I mean, the Browns, if you don't know, if you're ever confused going forward, the Cleveland
bit,
Browns, this is an overused bit. Why this didn't make
Yes,
the list, shame
orange.
on you. If you don't know when you're watching a game which team the Cleveland Browns are, it's the team that says Browns on their pants.
Cleveland across here.
Yeah, and the Cleveland across the top if it gets confusing. All right, your winner, best uniform in sports, goes to the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, there you go,
Throwback.
Hank. Did you give the acceptance speech?
This is terrific. The Dolphins have won
Yeah,
more
that's right.
here in
Yes.
these Shekys than they have over the last 20 years.
You know my
It's their year.
concerns. My long-standing concern about the Miami Dolphins going to that old logo. The Dolphin has a helmet on, but he
Protect the
doesn't
head.
play for the
Another
Miami
overused
Dolphins.
bit.
Another overused bit. That's right. That Dolphin on the
No,
helmet doesn't
the D.
play for the Miami Dolphins. It's got an M on it. What
One M.
team is he on? I don't know. I know there's a dearth
Safety
of football
first,
playing
then.
Dolphins, but that's right. Safety first. I
Yes.
want that helmet on his head. Don't go. That's a bad message for
Right.
the kids out there. All right, fellas.
Or maybe the Dolphin doesn't play football.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe it
and
just
actually
Kind of hangs out in the
maybe
ocean.
That's the problem.
You know, maybe there's that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
with the-
that's why they've been bad the
that's
last
why they've
couple
been
of
bad,
years.
exactly.
'Cause
I think that
because
might-
they-
They're not playing
they-
football anymore.
Exactly the problem. The Dolphins don't play football.
All right, everybody, it's all been prelude. Not just the last 45 minutes.
How
Nay,
is this
364
How is this the
days
signature award
and roughly
of all of
20
them?
hours of living here in the calendar year 2015? It's time for the granddaddy of them all,
Yeah.
the fruit of the year. Here are your nominees.
The nominees for the best fruit are Honeycrisp Apple, Red Seedless Grape, White Peach, and Watermelon.
It's quite a list.
I think what you
Then
see
wait a minute.
there is-
Well, I mean, what did you do? You solicit me like 2 weeks ago, hey, Money, what do you think the fruit of the year is? And I say, it's clearly the blueberry. Why do you even ask me? Like, why? And you invite me
Because,
back
again,
here.
I don't know how
You insult
confused
me
you can
by
be.
not even, at least it's not even a
Look at this.
nominee. I make the case. It's an
I don't-
antioxidant.
You know what?
It's,
I respect you too
What?
much to patronize you. I'm not going to do that to you.
it's ridiculous.
Shekys.
It's ridiculous. The seedless grape?
You
don't you
think-
realize that grape juice is just the base for all the crappy juices out there? The grape.
All the crappy juices?
Crappy juices.
I like this juice just fine. Ha ha.
That's a good point.
Here's to you, grapes.
Grape juice.
I don't think we need
I think we
white
found our
grape.
winner. White grape, you're right. The white grape is the basis for all the bad juice. The
Yeah, we
red
don't
grape-
need the white grape.
No.
I've said it before. It's the same as yellow mustard. We would save this. You can call this a bit if you want. I call it a cause. It will help society out. If you would eliminate yellow mustard and green grapes from the proceedings, you would save precious seconds each time you mention it, and that would amount to about 20 minutes or maybe even a half an hour of savings that you're going to have at the end of your life to do with what you will.
That's not a bit, Dave.
No, thank you.
Not
see?
That's a message.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a message.
It's a message for our children.
Do you have grapes? Hey, produce guy at the grocery, you got some grapes back there? Not green or red? No,
Right.
none of that. Just, here are your grapes.
There you go.
Hey, I need some mustard. Do you like the brown? Do you like the...
That's a good point.
No. Just the mustard. That's all I need. There's no reason for
Let's
either.
drive
So
that
what?
one
So
into
the seedless
2016.
grape wins. The red seedless grape.
Also, worst fruit continues to be the pomegranate. I don't know who this pomegranate
The
thinks he
seeds.
is.
Why?
It's a pain in the
Why
butt.
would they even
Because
bother?
he makes it so hard to cut, such a prima donna. And
Right.
for what? For that little squirt of juice?
Yeah.
It's not even that good. It makes my teeth feel chalky.
Yeah,
I don't know what you think you're up to, pomegranate.
right, exactly. Do better.
I'm sorry for that little bit of ugliness.
Yeah,
I
let's
just
focus on the positive.
Sidebar.
the fruit of the year for 2015.
Yeah.
It's got to be this.
And they were all delicious. I just
What's
want
that?
to say you were
No
all-
way.
It was as
Come on.
delicious.
Too obvious.
That's the winner.
Too obvious.
That's the winner.
Too obvious, Hank. He would never do that. He would never do that.
2015 fruit of the year. Sheky Award winner is the Honey Crisp Apple.
There we go.
Congratulations.
That's like a 3-year winner, isn't it?
Sweet and delicious. I want to say quickly, the watermelon had a marvelous year.
Watermelon was
really has gotten its shelf life is extended. It used to be when I was growing up in Pittsburgh, PA,
bit.
watermelon was delicious,
Yeah.
but only for June, July, and August. You tried to have a piece of watermelon, you were flying too close to the sun. If it was football season,
Thank you, Icarus.
it was that's right.
But now they go year round, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, pretty much, although in December I tried some watermelon.
Didn't work, huh?
Finally,
Not as good.
finally.
But now that they're seedless, I mean,
they're wonderful, and the farmers of America are doing wonderful work in
They really are.
extending, or the scientists. I don't know who, but who deserves the credit for it.
Yeah.
Watermelon, delicious. Peach, a strong.
The white
contender.
peach, I mean...
He went white peach. I said too
the white
obvious.
peach is-
Too obvious.
This year, I think, in the same way that you would say, what's the point of green grapes? Why have peaches in other colors?
Our man Tom Cunningham has been hitting hard on the cotton candy grape. Really
Yep.
wants that to get some attention there. I hear from a lot of people
Yep.
about the cherry. Corolla loves that. What's this cherry that he loves?
The Bing?
I don't think it's the Bing. Which is the one he likes? I like cherries,
I
but
had something this year called a cherryum.
here's
problem
the
with the cherry is it's got a
plum
pit.
cherry.
Can
You
I
know,
tell
you got to discard
Right.
a pit.
One and two. Here's where the actual cherry is hurt. Its brother named Candy. The cherry fruit flavor is better than an actual cherry. And so how can I award it when the artificial representation of it is superior to the actual?
I don't know why the blueberry didn't make it in.
Tough.
Antioxidant
Tough
powers.
Sheky Awards for
So-
Matt Money Smith.
It really has
Good one
been
for the
bad.
Dolphins, though.
It's been good, thank you.
All right, well, listen. I
fun
think
with
that
Marcus
Still waiting
Grant,
for
you
my
jerk.
nomination, but I guess it's the next category.
Yes.
Mark is going to show up to make an acceptance speech. No?
Probably not.
No, he's
Way
out
to go.
celebrating.
You chose poorly.
I'm going to give him some wine.
Penitent man will
like
pass.
I'm gonna toast to you, Marcus Grant.
Yeah.
Toast to
Right.
all our winners, and a toast to everybody behind the glass who's worked on the DDFP foolishness for another calendar year.
Yeah, let's see the full screen.
Yeah,
I
there
want
they
to see
are.
all of
Get him
it.
in there.
Properly.
Everybody, I mean, can you imagine that this is what grown-ups do?
they are.
They wake up in the morning and they put clothes on to go and do
Here's to you guys.
this nonsense. This
Right.
is how you make your way in the world. Grow up, would you? Get a life already. There got to be something better you can do with your time than this nonsense.
Your guy Matt, by the way,
Yes.
looks like he is
Thank
about to
Right, Joe,
wield.
that was a message for you, I think, in particular. There's got to be something.
Your guy
Please,
Matt
you
looks
can
like
do
a villain.
something else.
Your guy Matt looks like a villain.
does look like a
He
bad
looks
guy.
like an absolute Bond villain that is about to wreck shop in that room right now. Like
Just one press
he's
of a
waving
button.
in reinforcements.
It really is true. But great work by Will and the Goth Kid and Black Tie and Emma VP all season
Gary
long.
Foreman in here. We got
Sully,
Steve.
Brandon McGee, The Departed. What's that?
We got G4 director in here, technical director Steve. We have Matt Wittenberg, a graphics producer, whole crew, Adam Herrera, everyone that's been involved.
Great job, guys.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
I've never.
Can we get TD to turn around, because he made the proclamation, and maybe this is something to revisit in another Dave Dameshek football program. He said, if there's one thing I can do in life, it's tie a tie.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Let's see
shows
it. Let's
up.
see your tie.
Turn around, because
I
he
wanna
showed
see your
up as
tie.
you made that statement with a shirt that has a fake
Pretend tie on.
built into it.
What is that?
That's sub clip-on tie
Yeah.
for a
Right.
4-year-old.
Just
You just
sewed
have it
right
on
in.
your shirt.
That's not what it is. A shirt. It's it tricks your mind though. You think it's a tie. It's like nope, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I like wearing
It's a pretend tie
Okay.
on a shirt
That
because
makes
of
it
the way
all
it's,
better.
yeah.
every now and then.
Black,
It
no
tricks
tie.
it tricks your
your
mind.
Not really. You just look like someone who's not wearing a tie, but
Tricks
pretending.
your mind. Wait a minute. What's
Pretty
going
sure
on in
people
there?
haven't realized it's not a tie yet. Yeah.
Stop tricking me, Black Tie. I can't look anymore.
My mind is being tricked.
Right.
Right
That's like
now.
one of them Jedi mind
Right.
Yeah.
Black Tie's doing on you.
Didn't watch Star Wars.
A Black Tie mind trick.
It's so good. It tricks your mind.
Black Tie, before we go, you were going to do a year-end elimination chamber. You want to do it?
Well, I was, and then we ran out of time. So here we are. Ran out of time.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're going to do it.
Out of time.
You sure you don't want to do it real
literally out of
fast?
time. That's we're about to get kicked
How
out.
about we eliminate the
I'll voice it for you. Elimination chamber.
elimination chamber?
Elimination Chamber.
Just do it, Black Tie. Go
on.
All right, so we did a lot of video shows this year on 2015 DDFP. So the elimination chamber has to do with all our video segments that we added. I mean, you have to eliminate one. We
Okay.
did the previously on DDFP with Matt Gothard put together. It's like a best of the previous show. We had the still not to come that Emma VP started, with
Genius
little
stuff if
graphics
you
at the
watch
bottom. And you have to, if you watch them, you get them. They're great. They're funny. They're hilarious. I gotta bring my music back. Hold on.
Elimination chamber.
There we go.
He's all in. After saying we didn't have time for it, he's all in.
I'm all in. Yeah, I'm all in.
about him.
Another Matt G special. Say what? Shek, I feel like it's kind of lukewarm about that. And then,
I wouldn't say that. I would say not warm.
and lastly, of course, the Red Challenge flag picks, which everyone loves to sing. You guys got to eliminate one of these new video elements of the show.
But wait, we don't have to eliminate. It's the same rules as
It's
the elimination
that's
chamber.
the
normally,
greatness
where
of the elimination
nothing
chamber
happens
is
at all.
Black Tie invented his segment called the elimination chamber, but never articulated if you're choosing the bad thing or the good thing.
Right.
In fact,
Tricky
wasn't the
guys.
elimination chamber new in 2015 as well? Let's put that in the elimination chamber as well.
Just throw it in there. Might as well.
Most overused
The
bits.
elimination chamber.
I will. Oh, Zach D. Another shout out to him. Hey, I will say my favorite one was the.
That's not what
Again, still
That's not
confusing
what
about the
was.
elimination chamber.
makes,
That's not what was up.
You're supposed to eliminate something.
I'll
Tricky
take.
guys.
I'll take the elimination
Not supposed to
chamber.
be easy.
I'm gonna go with Well, that's definitely true. You didn't create an easy bit to solve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with still not to come.
Yeah, me too.
What?
But I'm not eliminating it. I'm just
I'm
choosing
choosing
it.
He asked for
it.
you to
I'm
choose. You
identifying
choose.
it.
I chose it. I chose one. Say what?
Crazy talk, guys.
Money's too confused.
Yeah.
It is.
And I-
but
Point is,
actually,
hey
the
guys, if
elimination
you've
chamber.
been a long time listener to the show, check us out on YouTube. Check out NFL.com.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Matt Money
Great
Smith.
job, man.
Thanks.
What
Thanks
a
a lot.
trooper to show up. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
a little bit
You
uncomfortable.
will go home empty-handed.
Yes. Well, I've got I don't
Empty
know.
bottle of wine.
What do I get left? Yeah, I get a little bit left.
Yeah, pour something.
See,
You want something up there?
2016's already looking up.
Go ahead.
All right, so there it goes, everybody. Watch the show on YouTube or NFL.com. Listen to it, NFL.com/podcast. Listen to all the podcasts from the NFL there. And iTunes, Stitcher. I'm trying to make sure I have it all the way promoted.
Listen,
out there.
I got to go get a Booyarito. So let's wrap this up, huh? Before they
There's
run
gonna be a
out.
Line
Let's wrap this up. I got to get out of here. Go get
We'll
that.
talk to you after the new year and before the wild card round kicks off. In the meantime, thanks so much, football fans.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Been a thin
There we
slice
go.
of heaven.
Happy New Year.
New Year. And enjoy a look back at the technical awards.